11,000 or 12,500. Those are the two key numbers for today. Let's find out. Hello Adrian and welcome back to my channel. It is 7:30 p.m. in UTC plus 8 is my time zone. Hope you are all doing well on this beautiful Thursday evening for me. And it is still one more day before the end of the week, and it's Bitcoin seems to be like crawling towards that level. For the people who want to ask me, are you still in a positions? No, because yes, of course, my stop loss, well, my trigger, my stop trigger got triggered once again yesterday. We will go over that in just a second and go back and revert towards it. But yeah, that's the second time in a row that I've been stopped out for this week. So not a great sequence of things, but yeah, overall, obviously the amount of losses is very minimal because we keep very strict towards the rules of exiting our trade, right? So that's basically what is as important as basically entering a trade, to be honest. Anyways, I wanted to wish everybody welcome first from the hardcore crew. Hi Theodore, hi Darren, hi Cedric, hi Michael, hi Zaldi, hi Nikolai, hi Carl, hi Rob. Hope you are all doing well. Hi Gita, hi Donald. Hope you are all doing well. So let's go immediately into the technical analysis. Well, yesterday we have let's revert back to basically what we were saying yesterday, right? So yesterday there were two triggers that would basically make me stop or get out of my position. One would be a 4-hour candle close below the green box here, which is basically where my stop loss got triggered. So after the 4-hour candle close here closed at 11,664, I just stopped and got out of my long position because that basically told me that we would be going a little bit lower more, so there was no point for me to be entering or keeping my position. So I lost maybe like $10 there or something like that. Very minimal. And as you can see, a little bit later on it went down and even below the orange stop loss point here. So we can remove this orange line now, and we went all the way down to 11,540. Well, 11,540 is actually a very interesting and a key number because, well, we have told, I've said before, very likely we would be testing the EMA 21 on the daily, and that is basically what that area here is. As you can see, exactly on the R1 level point, a test of that 21 EMA on the daily. Now, it's very simple. We are at a very critical level. Like I said, we have to be holding the EMA 21 or else it would be breaking structure towards the downside. So to a quick recap, this is our structure on the daily basis. This is our structure. So this was our low, this was our high, this was our higher low, this is our higher high, this is our higher low, this is our higher high, and this is potentially our new higher low. So if this would be our new higher low, then we of course we get continuation and we would get another higher high. That's basically what an uptrend means, right? If we break structure, well, where would we be breaking structure? Well, we would be breaking structure if we would be breaking below the EMA 21 and create a lower low, right? So if we would be going below this price, we would be creating a lower low, right? So that's basically what the deal is and what we are looking at. Do we have a continuation of our trend towards the upside and create another higher high, or and basically create a higher low here, or do we break down and reverse things and go towards the downside, right? So what did I say yesterday? Well, this is the critical point, this is the critical area, and basically over the next day or something like that we'll be knowing, right? So either we close once again, we definitely close below and spike below this 11,600. I would actually keep using that trigger, so I'll put that I'll put that orange line back there. So if the price would just spike down below 11,605 one more time, very likely we would be heading towards where I would be saying very likely towards the lower 11,000 area. So I would not be really looking at this this box anymore. It would very likely be going all the way down towards this area here around the 11,000 ish area, the lower 11,000 area. Why is that? Well, because we have been testing and breaking that green box in the middle, or the pivot point in the middle, sufficient times already. Plus, that would also mean that we would be breaking on the daily the EMA 21. So when we break the EMA 21, it's not going to be like $100 or $200. Very likely it's going to be more than that. So the next pivot point would be if we would be breaking below that point towards the 11,000 area. So that is a potential trade setup that I have right now. I will be looking at the next 4-hour candle closes, daily close, of course. If we are starting, if price starts breaking below this level here, where would I be thinking? Well, first of all, a 4-hour close below this body of this candle here, right? So let's take a look on this body here. As you can see here, I'll put an orange line there as well. So that is at 11,660 basically. So closing a 4-hour candle close, making a body that is a close that is lower than that one, very probably that would be instigating that move all the way down towards the $11,000, right? So that would be my potential trade setup. If we do that, one of those two things, spiking, just the price spiking below 11,600, or basically creating a 4-hour candle close with a body that is closing below the previous body at 11,660. That would also be basically my trigger towards a short position, and I would be aiming all the way down towards that 11,000 ish area, the lower 11,000 area. That would be the downside. If we start breaking up and out of this triangle here, and as you can see, we are pretty near, right? As you can see, we are pretty near, but as you can see right now, even in the next 20 minutes, we want to be seeing, do we finally close above this pivot point here? Do we finally close above the EMA 55 or not? Because as you can see, we are in the process of the EMA 21 here. Wait, let me remove this magnet first. We are in the process of the EMA 21, as you can see here, that is slowly creeping down, and the EMA 55 that's creeping down. If we get a bearish cross there, then of course you know what is going to happen. If we get a bearish cross there, it would be continuation towards the downside, right? So time is of the very essence right now for the bulls, because if the bulls don't push up and don't break out of this, make a reversal of this trend right here, it will be a big drop and a nasty drop towards the downside, which is obviously a potential trade setup for us, right? So we are just monitoring the areas and the zones and putting ourselves for a nice potential trade. Like I said, either around a $500 towards the downside, or $600 towards the upside, because well, there is obviously also an upside, right? So if we do break out of this pattern, right, where I would be looking at is of course this green box here towards the upside. If we break that green box, close above that green box, I would say a 4-hour candle close above 12,050, that would be pretty much sufficient. For the more aggressive traders, they can even say 11,950 above this R1 here, which is currently at 11,956, so maybe 11,960. If we close above that area, very likely we would be going towards the upside, higher first towards the 12,300, but most likely all the way after a small correction, all the way back up towards the 12,500, which is once again a $500-600 move towards the upside. So those are the two potential trades that I am looking at in the very short term, because well, as you can see, we are very near to a apex here, and yeah, we will be knowing pretty soon. Other than that, of course, we can see on our HVP, or our momentum right now, HVP is right now at 11, very low. So in the next 4 to 8 hours, yeah, or yeah, very likely in the next 4 to 8 hours, we will have a potential move that is going to be showing us the direction or the break of that structure, either towards the downside or towards the upside, right? So those are the two triggers or potential areas where I would be entering my position. But for now, not in a position, waiting it out and seeing what the market wants to be doing, and then we will figure it out. Okay. So that's basically what we can be expecting in the very short term, maybe today, tomorrow, in the next couple of days. Let's take a look on the traditional markets, because, well, traditional markets did make a nice dump yesterday, as you can see. But is this already should we already be panicking? Well, not really. If we are looking on the daily, we are still basically not, this, as you can see, we did not close below the 10 simple moving average on the daily just yet. So is this potentially another potential higher low once again? And if we are scrolling back, we can clearly see, like, every time we make like these accumulations just around the EMA 55, as you can see, EMA 55, EMA 55. So this is back again around the EMA 55 on the 4-hour. So is this the end of the trend? I don't really think so just yet. But of course, the weekly candle is starting to look pretty ugly. As you can see here, this is some sort of like a dodgy candle. If the weekly candle ends up like this, that would be pretty bad for the traditional market. So if the weekly candle, and we only have 2 more trading days, but yeah, of course, in 2 more trading days, a lot of things can happen, right? So do I really think that things are going to be reversing immediately just now? Not immediately just yet, but we will have a lot more information after the weekly close Saturday morning, basically, for me to be judging, okay, is this really a potential reversal of the traditional markets? And that would be obviously also mean a reversal of the trend for our Bitcoin as well, right? Exactly the same thing we can see on the NASDAQ chart as well. You can see very big retracements towards the downside, but already a small bounce, and very exactly the same pattern as well. But this one looks a little bit better on NASDAQ, as you can see on the weekly chart. This one looks more continuation than anything. The daily is looking quite droopy as well, as you can see here, but yeah, still above the 10 simple moving average. So nothing to be super scared about just yet, but we have to keep our eyes open. Things can reverse on the traditional markets, and if that does happen, then definitely Bitcoin is going to be following towards the downside. Let's take a look on Dixie, because yesterday was basically the critical point for Dixie. As you can see here, Dixie made a crazy push towards the upside, but right now, as you can clearly see, we are getting rejected by the R1 right now, and it's going towards the downside. But if we don't break the Dixie back towards the pivot point, we can once again, as you can see, the EMA 21 is curling towards the upside, and then if the price stays above the EMA 21, we can have a bullish cross towards the upside once again, which obviously would not be good for our markets or our investment market. So it's not there yet. We are still very far away. But yeah, over the next a couple of days, we can once again monitor if this one is breaking down. Once again, a rejection, if we see something like this, right, where the golden cross, like before, gets rejected once again, that would be very positive for the markets overall. But if we get a golden cross of the Dixie towards the upside, that would be very bad for the investment market, and definitely then we will have a retracement or a correction of the global market on everything, on basically everything: traditional markets, gold markets, silver markets. Brace yourself, because if the Dixie is pumping, we are going for a ride towards the downside for everything, right? So keep an eye on all of that. Yeah, of course, I'm keeping an eye on all of that for you guys as well on a daily basis, but just saying for yourself, definitely keep an eye on it. What we want to be seeing is actually, that this one goes down and closes the next 4 or over the next 4 or 8 hours, closing it back below the EMA 21 or the yellow line. That would be pretty good, right? Sure, let's take a look on the Bitcoin dominance. What can we see on the Bitcoin dominance? Well, I've said before, this week is more towards the upside for the Bitcoin dominance, and very likely that we will have continuation as well for the Bitcoin dominance. As you can see right now, we potentially, once again, potentially have, as long as the price is staying above the EMA 21, we have a potential that we can have a bullish crossover, as you can see, the EMA 21 over the EMA EMA 55, right? So we could have a potential golden cross, which means, once again, continuation of the trend, and very likely that we will be seeing Bitcoin dominance going back all the way towards the 62-ish levels, as you can see here, where the previous resistance is, right? So back to around 62, which means a big move is very likely to be happening. That's just basically what it says, because, well, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin is going to be pumping, because if Bitcoin crashes, it will crash a little bit slower than the rest of the market. But the altcoins are going to be immediately selling it into Bitcoins to be, you know, to be less hurt. Let's put it like that. So altcoins, like I said, this week you should be a little bit careful with altcoins. Although I did enter in a couple of altcoins trades today, because basically what I've told you you guys yesterday, right? I'm just looking for this basically patterns to be breaking towards the upside. So I entered a trade here on Algo. Don't ask me what Algo is. I have absolutely no idea. I just entered it because, well, once again, you can see broke the resistance trend line that I've shown you yesterday. Exactly the same for Kava, as you can see here. As you can see here, broke out of the resistance trend line. So I just wait for those type of moments, and if it breaks out and confirms, and then I just enter a quick trade on the altcoins, and then just get in and get out, but definitely not going to be holding it for a really long time. So yeah, so those are just a couple of trades that I entered for today on the altcoins market. But, well, yeah, the most important thing is, of course, the Bitcoin chart, and yeah, over the next yeah, I would say by tomorrow, yeah, right, by tomorrow we should be knowing what is going to be happening, right? Mackenzie, no, it does not mean that we will be reaching 20,000. I don't think that we will be reaching 20,000 this year, by the way. So I would not put my hopes up for it. I would say around 14,000 ish is very likely, but 20,000, I don't think that is that's going to be happening. But yeah, crazier things have happened before. But I'm a trader. I don't look that far ahead. I just trade, you know, on a daily basis. So I don't want to be looking that far ahead. If we move towards 14,000, I will be very happy already. So that's how I would be thinking, because that would be another potential $2,000 move towards the upside, right? So OMG. Okay, let's take a quick look on OMG. Okay, I'm still waiting for Link, by the way. It has not broken this, but very similar setup that I'm waiting for. As you can see, if this break the resistance line, it will most likely go back to the previous resistance here at around $18.5 to $19. So it's a nice trade setup as well if we break out of this resistance as well, right? But first, let me take a look on OMG as a request. Let's take a look at Omisigo. Wow, well, nothing I can say that much about it. Right now it is it's already broken out, so there's not much you can do about it anymore. But it's already at the R3, as you can see right here, which is usually, you know, where the end and the entry point. The best entry is to be waiting it out, Hans. That's basically what you should be doing. You can't enter at this point anymore. It's already too pumped up, too pushed up. But, well, what goes up must go down. What goes up must go down. So right now, yeah, it's at the price discovery level right now, right? So it's super high right now. So I would just wait it out. It will come back down eventually. But yeah, there's no point in joining the FOMO right now. It's way too late already. So what is it going to be doing? And definitely if Bitcoin crashes, then OMG is going to be crashing as well, right? So take that in notice as well. So if Bitcoin crashes like $600-700 towards the downside, then OMG is going to be crashing as well, pretty hardcore, to be honest. So Where would it be crashing towards to? Well, most likely towards this area here. That would be around $2.80. So that's a, that's a serious pullback as well. So never be in a rush. And if you miss out in a position, don't be FOMOing yourself and thinking that you've missed out in a position and you won't make profits anymore. There's profits to be made pretty much almost every day with how the market is going on right now. Like I said, I'm just patiently waiting for my positions. If something hits, I get my my warning. I put my trade setups ready, and if it breaks, it breaks, and I join and I enter the trade. It's basically what you have to be doing. But right now, this is already way too high. You can't do anything about it anymore. That's just wait for the retracement towards the downside, and it will come. It will happen. It will go back down. Take a look on the RSI. Yeah, look at this. RSI is already, and this can be potential bearish divergence already on the 4-hour chart, as you can see here. So if we look at this price here, it's making a higher high. And then if we are looking on the RSI, as you can see right here, it is making a lower high on the RSI, which is bearish divergence. So it's definitely gonna go back down, at least for a little bit. So don't be in too much of a rush into things. This is very likely coming back down. I would say in the very short term, very likely to back to the R2 level or the R1 level, back to there. But eventually it will most likely go back down even lower. It's just a matter of time, to be honest. Don't get FOMO'd into these type of positions, except if you're thinking about scalping and going in for 1 minute and, and going out or something like that. But yeah, that's not really advisable. Let's put it like that. So yeah, anything else that I wanted to say? No, not really. Boom boom. Let's take a look. Do we have other stuff that we wanted to say? Boom boom. What was the other coin that somebody asked? Somebody asked something else. I forgot. STX. What's STX? I have no idea what STX is. Let's take a look. Blockstack. Let's take a look what Blockstack is. Oh, Blockstack made a little breakout. So yeah, but once again, what you should have been doing is basically making the same as what I did, right? Just waiting for make a resistance trend line like this, right? And then basically when it confirms and breaks out, you can enter your long. But right now it's already broken out and then already going towards the top right, as you can see. It looks like it has a little bit more momentum towards the upside. So if it does close above the R2 in the next 4 hours or something like that, very likely it will go all the way towards the R3 here, a little bit higher towards back to 0.2777, something like that. But yeah, the move is already gone. So what you should have been doing is, like I said, put a resistant trend like this. If it breaks out towards the upside and you enter here, and then you can ride the wave towards the upside. Do we have continuation or anything like that on the daily? On this chart, let me take a look here. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it did the perfect move, right? So it bounced exactly off on the daily on the EMA 21, as you can see here, and it bounced back up. If we close the daily, if we start closing the daily above 270 here, this area here, 277.8. If we start closing the daily there, very likely we will have continuation of the trend. But if we get rejected here at the 277, or where the R3 is, right here, this area here, if we get rejected there, I would really expect it to be coming all the way back down though. So be very careful with that as well. So if it gets rejected there, very likely it will get a very nasty push back down, very likely below back towards the EMA 55, to be honest. So around 0.19 cents or something like that. So I would not be too excited about Blockstack just yet. But yeah, Yeah, there was a potential trade there. I mean, for me, I would have taken that trade I was looking at Blockstack, but no, was not going to be doing that. Link, well, I've already showed Link, right? I'm still waiting for Link to be doing what I wanted to be, what I want Link to be doing. So basically, this is the resistance trend line that I want Link to be breaking. So if it does break this line here, very likely it will go back all the way here, right? So that would be my potential trade setup from here all the way, ride it all the way back here. But as long as the price does not break that resistance trend line, I will not be entering a trade or anything like that. So it's right now, as you can see, it's just hovering around. So nothing to be seen there. The only long that I would potentially also be looking at or trading is if we would go back all the way down. I would put it on the daily chart. If we would be going all the way back down here to this area here, which is at 13.8, something like that, 13.8 for a bounce on the daily EMA 21. That would be another potential entry that I am looking at. So 13.8. But if we don't hold that level, very likely that we will be going all the way back down here towards the $10.50. So that would not be pretty as well. But like I said, if Bitcoin makes a big move, I'm not gonna enter any alts, by the way, for the record, right? I'm not gonna enter any alts at all if Bitcoin makes a move towards the downside. But for now, yeah, nothing. Oh, sorry. For me, no potential trade setup just yet for Link. Like I said, if we do break above here, I'm aiming a move back towards this $18.5, $19 level. That would be if very likely if Bitcoin breaks towards the upside, that would be the next move for Link. If Bitcoin breaks towards the downside, very likely it will go all the way down here, back to the 13.8-ish area. So there, most likely a bounce as well. So those are the two areas that I'm waiting for Link to be going towards to, and then we'll figure it out what will happen from there. BAT. Yeah, I can take a look at BAT. That will be the last one. BAT. Basic attention token. Let's take a look. Nothing much actually. It's been it's just basically basic attention token is just it seems like to be in a range right now here, just a range here. So does not seem to be very attractive for traders, to be honest. This one. Yeah, it's just in a range right now. Is this accumulation possible? This is possible accumulation, and then continuation towards the upside. But this looks like it's going to be taking a longer period. So basically what I'm saying is very likely it's just going to be ranging in this area where there's very little you can be making, or it's not a token that is great for traders at this point in time. It's like that. I don't see that much movement on this one just yet, but it can break out of that range towards the upside. So where would I be looking at? Yeah, basically on the daily, I would say a higher high body close, maybe above this wick here at 0.3576. Potential move up higher, right? If we get a daily close above there, but I would. It doesn't seem very attractive, to be honest, to be trading BAT. Doesn't seem that great. I mean, in a trader's perspective, obviously, I'm not talking about investment perspective. For investing perspective, it looks quite good because it's very stable, right? So, anyways, what about ETH? Oh yeah, that's a good question. ETH. Well, ETH is still in this rising channel as well. So very similar point for ETH, right? So if we do break below this green box here, very likely we will have a very big crash towards the downside. So I would be looking all the way back down here to around 345, something like that. So 345 would be the area to be picking up some ETH if Bitcoin makes that crash towards the downside, and then well, ETH is going to be following towards that downside as well. So if we get rejected here all the way down towards 345, very likely. if we go towards the upside, if Bitcoin goes towards the upside, then of course we're just going to be retesting the top side of this this channel once again. So back to like 440-ish area, 440 to 450 area towards the top side. Very similar to like Bitcoin, but yeah, like you can see, in the same, pretty much in the same structure as Bitcoin, and then. As you can see as well, very similar problem. The EMA 21 here and the EMA 55, as you can see, it can make a bearish cross, and if it does make that bearish cross towards the downside, if price is going to get rejected here and it goes back down, very likely, like I said, a very big crash towards the downside I would be expecting. So yeah, definitely a potential short area as well. If we like I said, if we do close below this green box here, definitely a potential short position as well for ETH as well. But it's very similar, as you can see, it's very similar as Bitcoin right now in terms of like the situation and spot, right? So yeah, the Bitcoin, let's go back to Bitcoin, because yeah, we have, oh, there we go. We got a nice, very nice push here. Very positive, very positive. Nice push, and it's trying to be breaking out of this this zone right now towards the upside. As you can see, close above the EMA 55 and above the 10 simple moving average. It could be a potential reversal of the trend, and basically what we want to be seeing is this rejection, right? We don't want the yellow line to be curling towards the downside and make this bearish cross, right? So that's basically what we want to be seeing. But yeah, this is definitely nothing concluded or anything like that, right? So this is no conclusion or anything like that, but over the next the next 4 hours, 8 hours, we might be seeing more resolution of the trend here, right? So let's take a look on the RSI. Basically what you want to be seeing is this, right? So this RSI needs to be breaking back above this resistance trend line that we have been forming, but this looks actually quite nice. It looks some sort of like a inverse head and shoulders, as you can see, some sort of like an inverse head and shoulders. So yeah, still nice, still nice and still positive, but yeah, I'm just gonna trade my zones, right? So we'll see what happens. If we do break towards the upside, then I'll long. If we break towards the downside, then I'll just short, basically. Let's take a look on the RSI on the daily. If we can see something there on the daily. Yeah, so yeah, this is the, yeah, either we go back towards this top side here and potentially break towards the upside, or we get rejected and swipe down towards the downside. That's basically what the RSI on the daily is saying, right? So nothing is confirmed just yet. Let's see how we move from here. But obviously, the longer that we are holding this position, let's say we stay around here and we slowly move up, the better for the bulls, obviously, right? Because don't forget, we are still basically in this ascending triangle pattern, right? So if we are zooming out, as you can see here, we are in an ascending triangle pattern. So how do you look at this ascending triangle pattern? This could be, so this is the ascending triangle, but this could be a swing failed pattern, swing failed high swing failed high pattern. Swing failed high pattern, yes. That's basically what this potentially could be. What does that mean? It means that we basically tried to break towards the upside, and then we failed that position, and we broke back down stronger than expected, and that's the reason why they call it a swing failed high pattern. But technically, as you can see, we are still in an ascending triangle, so this can still be resolved towards the upside, but obviously it can also be resolved towards the downside, right? So we just have to be very careful in our positions, and like I said, I'll just patiently wait until what price wants to be doing. Either we go towards and break towards this green box towards the upside, and then I'll take that long towards the 12,500, or we get close below this orange line, or a tick below this orange line here, and I'll take my short towards the $11,000 level. So one of the two things are going to be happening very likely in the next day or 2 days or something like that. So yeah, a very nice potential setup, trade setup. once again, like I said, opportunity is there every day, so there's no need to be rushing yourself into some crazy positions. Just wait it out and wait for some confirmations. Let's take a look on the expected move charts, right? So expected move charts, what are you saying? First standard deviation towards the top is 11,900, well, the 12k level, right? So yeah, and the first standard deviation to the downside is 11,655. So yeah, both would not break the structure just yet, right? Would not break any structure just yet. It is angling a little bit more towards the downside, so a little bit more potential towards the downside. Some things that we have to be seeing, as you can see here, the 12-hour Stokes are actually starting. If this red line follows and confirms below this this support line, that would be very bad. Right now, it's not an issue just yet, but if the red line follows, that would be very, very bad. Very similar here on the daily Stokes. If we get back down here and we bounce, obviously no problem. But if this keeps on going down, yeah, big problems right there. Let's take a look on the 4-hour Stokes. Okay, so on the 4-hour Stokes, as you can see here, we did break through here, but it's still here and it's trying to curl towards the upside, which means that, you know, there is a potential that we are getting rejected from the bearish control zone, as you can see. But the problem is the following, right? So what it can do is just make that small move towards the upside, get rejected from here, and then go down here. So that's the very big problem that we can have right now. So for the very short term right now, yes, very likely we will be going a little bit up. As you can see right now, we already bounced like well, from this area here, we bounced from like 11.7 basically to 11.8, so $150. So I do think that we have some continuation here, maybe, you know, 11.9 or something like that, very probably. With this the way that this is moved. But if we get rejected from that point there, that would be insanely bad, right? So don't rush yourself into a position where, you know, where you're going to be stuck in the middle or something like that. Really wait it out. Definitely if you're going to enter for a long position, wait it out a little bit there, and don't get too greedy with your position, right? So that's the 4-hour Stokes. Let's take a look on the RSI. Maybe we can see something on the RSI. If we can see, yeah, right now the RSI, as you can see, broke up above the EMA, but it's already curling a little bit down. And so yeah, let's see. Yeah, we'll find out very soon, like over the next day or something like that, right? So that would be my my trade setup. Let's take a look on the Dixie. If we get rejected there, yeah, not that much movement right now on there. So yeah, I think we'll have to wait like an hour and a half. Then the New York Stock Exchange opens, but usually not during the stock exchange opening. We will get the action. Usually it happens around 11 or midnight my time, which is around after like 2.5 hours that the New York Stock Exchange opens. The reason why is because, well, when the New York Stock Exchange opens, usually what all the traders, the Wall Street traders and the CME traders and everybody that's trading the stock market is actually trading the stock market. And then after a few hours, they have set their positions, they've done their thing for the traditional markets, and then they move over into the cryptocurrency market. And that's the reason why usually around 2-3 hours later, after the traditional markets or the stock market is open, we get big moves on the cryptocurrency markets, well, on the Bitcoin market to be exactly, right? So I think we will have to have 2, 3, 4 hours of patience, and then we'll know a lot more. But yeah, don't get too stuck in this range here, right? I would not be trading within this range here. It can really go, as you can see, it can really go both ways here. So I would just wait for any confirmations. Triggers towards the downside, yes, shorting it. Triggers towards the upside, yes, longing it, right? So just waiting it out. That will be the plan for today, and seeing what happens. Overall, like I said, the whole structure is still the same. We are still in our in our uptrend. But the uptrend is going to be no longer an uptrend if we are going to be breaking the daily below the EMA 21, right? So if tomorrow we have a close below the EMA 21, that would be also a short position as well, right? So back towards, like I said, back towards this green box here, around the 11,000-ish area for a bounce, very, very likely, but I don't think it will hold, to be honest. So let's see. Tina, I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, so I don't know. I cannot answer that question if one day something else is going to be overtaking Bitcoin or not. It is possible, but for now, Bitcoin is still the number one. So that's all I can say, right? I cannot predict the future. I'm not from the future, so I cannot answer that question. Maybe one day Bitcoin is not is going to be number two, and then yes, of course, then the Bitcoin dominance is going to be very low. But as long as Bitcoin is leading the market and the number one, then Bitcoin dominance is higher than the rest of the market, right? So yeah, I think that's it for today. Let's wait it out. Do we see a rejection of this bearish cross here? If we get the bearish cross, yellow over green, yeah, that will very likely become a short position. If we get a rejection and we pump back up and we make that reversal of the trend towards the upside, yeah, potential long position all the way back up to 12,500, to be honest, right? So very nice trade setup for me personally. I think so. $500-600 that can be paid out. So let's see over the next couple of days, very, very likely, right? So let's see. Yeah, it's probably gonna take a little bit longer. Yeah, HVP is not that low just yet. So maybe we'll be just people will be still teasing us, and just it will just be ranging here around in the middle of the range in between the two green boxes. That's that's what I think is going to be happening. But well, it's better that than completely crashing, I guess. But yeah, let's see what will happen. I got my trade setups. You also know what my trade setup is. So let's hope for the best, and let's hope that we don't get 3 in a row where I get stopped out 3 times in a row. That would be that would not be fun, right? Because daddy needs to make some diapers as well. Okay. Anyways, hope you wish you all the best on this beautiful Thursday. See you all guys tomorrow, same time, same place, 7:30 p.m. Please like, share, comment, and do whatever you want with this channel. And until tomorrow, please stay home, stay safe.